midweek recap. Let's start into pair number one, which is the pound dollar. Alright, as you can see, our Wednesday's analysis, Sunday's analysis. Wednesday's is today was just completely disrespected, which is obviously fine. Right, we're looking for some counter trend for order flow buys, possibly to take out this high. We never got that, and the market started to just completely sell off. Okay, no biggie. But for me now, some things have changed in the market, and I would possibly consider sells. If taking out this low, right, possibly see how things are reacting to supply in here. For me, it's too early though for the sells, but I'm just gonna move on for the dollar chief, in case slowly making our way up to our heart. Wednesday, May 8th, midweek recap. Starting off on GBP USD. Higher time frame supply, clearly looking very strong. Wednesday, May 8th, midweek recap, starting off with pair number one, pound dollar. We can see higher time frame supply looking very strong. We get a very good reaction from the supply. End up taking out this low. Our counter trend per order flow long analysis was just disrespected, which is okay. Never saw the buys come through. Instead, we completely sold off. Now that this low has broken, I'd be interested in just watching the market and seeing how things frame up and the supply to possibly look for a sell opportunity. It's still too early for that to happen. So basically, you just let the market show its hand for the next few days and get a more clear picture of what it wants to do. Dollar Swiss. Slowly working our way up to our supply. While we get up there, what can we look for? Well, we can see our most recent break here. Okay. Happens, and what caused it? I would say the supply. This demand is what caused that break. This is more of our extreme area here. Okay, I'll show you in a minute. If we draw out our premium discount, I believe that's the high. Okay, we also take this inducement. Right, so this is a sweep as well, right? Taking this inducement, sweep of liquidity, mitigating this demand. Okay, basically looking to put in and continue following through with a demand chain. Where we see nice liquidity stacked here, somewhat taken already out of the market, which is okay. The next areas we'd be looking for liquidity would be on the opposite end, so in here, which we do have. Now once we come into this region, basically watch to see the intraday chart, watch to see how the order flow frames up. If we get a good shift in bullish and show bullish intent, I'd look to take some buys in a newly formed demand and ultimately take into this liquid region, and then possibly hold into this higher time frame supply, which could run which we could be looking at about a 70 pip move or so, 70 to 80 pips. Or we'll say from this high, we could be looking at about a 30 to 80 pip move. Okay, so this is the idea around this pair. Next up is gold. If you take a look at Sunday's previous video, we're looking to see again bullish order flow kick in within this demand, and we have seen exactly that happen. Now, if we hit our 15-minute chart, we can see a little bit more price action and get a more clear picture of what happened, and we'll see more of our clear demand zones. Now our first tap is down here. First tap gets swept, and then our order flow realigns. We could say this break here is a substantial enough order flow realignment, but this happens to be even better. Alright, we can see very strongly bullish order flows kicking into the market here. From where? Our inducement level on the 15-minute chart would be right here. So we have lots of liquidity and inducement stacked in both directions. Okay. I would say all this entire area is lots of liquidity amongst these lows. And we need liquidity in the opposite direction of the trade as well, right? So what should be right here, resting. Now, just like the previous pair, for me it'd be very, very crucial to see once again order flow kick in this area. So we have somewhat shifted from here. Now, if we come into this demand, I would like to see a nice sweep of the low manipulating, right? Taking the sell side orders, realigning an order flow, showing new demand, indicating that this level wants to hold, and then look to take the continuation to the upside, again like into this high, and then basically hold it into higher regions, because in theory we're looking at this high to be weak, right? We should be putting in a new high if we're following the market, if we're following bullish structure, right? Higher low, higher high. So far we're looking to have made a higher low, and in theory work our way up to make a higher high, right? Something just like this. We could very well position ourselves down in this area. So GBP CAD. Okay. If we take a look at our higher time frame here, we're looking at our weekly chart. We can see where we are reacting to this supply region. Supply swept this high, mitigated this, broke this low. So basically this is our trading leg now, from here to here. Coming into the supply, we want to see our time frame basically show its hand in terms of a bearish hand, right? We want to see that weakness kick into the market. So let's drop down to a daily, maybe we'll see that. Yes, we do. Okay, first tap into the supply happens right here. First tap gets swept. Okay, we trade above it, quickly trade into the opposite direction, breaking multiple levels of demand, such as this, and this. We're really taking out this low. So we've had our bear structural shift. Another thing we can notice is these relatively equal highs built, liquidity stacked. Take on that liquidity, right? We can see this large institutional candle. We do mitigate that supply. Basically flip this demand, we can see new supply is created. This is the supply that broke this structure. Ultimately, we could be looking for the next lower high to form here, which is what we're looking at currently, and look to take it into this low, possibly even into this region, and so on down into here. And we can see liquidity stacking in the favor of our direction. And zooming out even farther, if we remember that this is based off of higher time frame move, granted, we could be looking at something to basically trickle all the way down into this region here. Okay. I'll show you a bit more in depth of price action. 4-hour chart. Okay. We see our supply. See our supply zone. This is basically our substructure leg that we are working within. 15-minute, we'll see clear bearish price action within the supply. Okay. We basically form these highs, trade through, and for me this break is enough to show an order flow realignment, right? Bearish order flow is kicked into the market for me here on the 15-minute chart. It's too early though just to take sells based off of that. We need to see a little bit more strength in the market, right? This is just the first part of many steps essentially. So we can see after we get this initial break on the 15-minute of the larger structure, we take this inducement into the supply that caused basically our order flow realignment. We mitigate this area, break more structure, create supply. We have some liquidity to take into the supply regions. Okay. Very strong wick. Very big wick, sorry, right? Manipulation, shifts, liquidity stacking. Okay, takes on liquidity. We can see inducement error. These equal highs have been ran from the supply. The supply basically took out this low. We have what's looking to be the first steps of some LTT to take into our supply. So if we do get a move into here, I would be looking to watch for order flow to realign, right? Watch for a low to build, basically get swept, new supply to form, and we can look to take some sells to see how the lower time frame builds up into the supply, and target these liquid regions down here. Look to take out this low, right? And we could be holding much further into that, such as into this 4-hour lows, right? Daily lows, right? Like down into here, which would be close to, okay, 250 pips. Pound Aussie. Right off the bat, we have our most recent leg. We can draw that here. Trading range is closed here. Okay. What are we reacting to? We take a look to the left. We can see this low acting as inducement for this demand. Okay. Substructure break. Go to our daily time frame, we can see where our supply is. Right. Good supply where we can see a sweep here. This liquidity. Mitigate this region. Okay. Put in trade up into here. Okay. And then can we capitalize on the pullback into the supply is basically what we're gonna look at right now. So the idea is to take the higher time frame sells from here, but in the meantime let's see if the intraday chart gives us any sort of price action to work with, right, to take some buys into that area, because this is about 200 something pips of basically profits we could look to capitalize on, right? Okay, reading this price action, we can see how this manipulation happens. These lows get taken from this. We quickly change in structure here, and this happens to close the trading range, so we're able to map out our low and our high, which is up here. So essentially the order flow has technically shifted a little bit or changed. So drawing our demand, what took these lows, what took the liquidity right here, beautiful. Same deal, we have our first tap into the demand, gets swept. New demand is formed with inducement. You can see here is where our shift happens, right? This is kind of where I like to look at the market point. Right here is where this demand is kind of confirmed and holds. So this is where we can gain a confidence if we come into this area that we can trade or formulate a very high probability trade idea that we can hold with confidence, but more importantly actually execute with confidence, right? Another thing stacked in our favor is this inducement. With this inducement, which is very important, is we have this liquidity here, equal highs that we can target for our trade idea. So basically coming into here, I would like to, just like most cases, and we've been seeing that with most of the pairs that we've looked at already, is to see the market basically show once again that we want to be pro order flow. Demand wants to hold, show our shift in order flow, create demand, tradable demand, and look to execute on some 1 minute entry criteria, basically something like this. Capitalize on a move like this and possibly hold into the supply, where, like I said, we're going to look to take sell positions to align ourselves with the higher time frame. UD Chief right away coming into the market. If we draw our most recent leg, we could see here break happens here. Okay, beautiful. Our demand that sweeps as inducement within the discount is right here. Now looking for buy positions on the 15 minute. We want to see our, just like every other pair, very repetitive, very mechanical. We just want to see bullish order flow kick in. We want to see the manipulation happen. Have we seen that? Honestly, this is liquidity for me. So what is the manipulation or the bullish order flow I want to see happen? Just like before, basically some sort of low or liquidity get formed, ran, shift in order flow, or realignment rather, new area to trade from. So in this case, it'd be something like this. I'd love to see this liquidity. For me, this is liquidity. So these equal lows to get run. Okay. Basically form some sort of internal structural point. Shift that. Right. This is showing that the order flow has realigned. We are bullish once again. New demand to get long from and take the buys up into this high at 16020. So we could be looking at a potential 70-65 pip move from this area. If we get that, we will see. That's really all for right now. This analysis may change by the morning. We may have some more pairs we want to look at by the morning. But at this point in time, this is what I have on my hot list. This is what I'm interested in looking at for the next few days. Other than that, I'm going to get this video out as soon as possible. I'm recording this a little bit later than I wanted to on my end. Anyways, I'll talk with you guys in a little bit. Have a good night or morning wherever you are. I'll see you guys later.